Well, well, well. Welcome, 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 welcome to Share My Ride. This is Ken, the Uber driver. A couple of things that have been on my mind that I kind of need some clarification on. And one is female riders. Female riders, for some reason, just seem entitled. Every 1 star I've ever gotten has come from a female rider. I had this woman one time. She gets in my car, and this was mid-morning going into afternoon, and I'd been thinking for a while, maybe it's time to roll up the windows and put on the AC. And the woman gets in my car, and she says, "Can you put the window down?" No, the window is down. And she pulls it all the way down. And I said, okay. I was going to put the AC on. You know, she's trying to tell me that it's warm in the car. So I turn the AC on, and I roll the window up. And she puts the window back down, and she looks at me like, okay, okay, this is my car. Okay, when did you become entitled? And it seems to be that entitlement where the rider gets in the car and they think they own you. They can do whatever they want in your car. In your car. And I've been following this pattern for a while, and I've been trying to understand, is it me? Am I too sensitive? You know, I don't quite get the disconnect. And now here's one. So I pick up this woman, and she's going to the train station. And then she says, and I don't want to go to the front door, I want to go to the backside track. And I said, well, ma'am, you've put in the wrong address, the wrong drop-off address. And she says, no, I didn't. Yes, you did. And she's arguing with me, no, I didn't. Well, there are two train stations, and the one that you want to go to is not the one that has the drop-off on the other track. Yes, it is. So I take her to the address that she put in the app. Well, what is this? This is the address. Well, where's the train station? It's at the bottom of the hill. This is not where I want to go. I know. I tried to tell you that. So I took her to the address that she didn't put in the app, but where she wanted to go. I took her around to the back door where she wanted to go, and she gave me a 1 star. See, I'm not getting where this whole disconnect entitlement thing comes from. But I've been watching a lot of videos online lately. And a lot of these women are complaining and complaining and complaining. They can't find a man. Nobody wants them. They're afraid they're going to be alone. And a lot of the theme of these videos is these women are bitter. They're mad. They're angry. There's one I just saw. The guy is in his driveway, in the car asleep. And she comes out and she says, well, what are you doing? I'm trying to get some rest. Well, why are you out here? Because there's peace and quiet out here. Well, why don't you come in the house? Because there's peace and quiet out here. And she says, well, can I get you something? Yeah, some peace and quiet. Right? There seems to be this whole aggression, entitlement. There's this one I just saw. The woman is doing the video, and she's videotaping her husband cooking in the kitchen, and she's narrating. He's been at work for 12 hours, and he comes home, and he's asking for food, and I told him that if he wants to eat, he's going to have to cook it himself. This whole narrative of entitlement, and it's okay for you to be mean to people. See, I don't get where this whole mean thing. When I was coming up, you didn't act like this. Women weren't abusive like this. I don't get how all of this started, why all of this is okay, and why women are just joining in. Yeah, you got you a bad man. It's all his fault. I don't get it. But I get these 1 stars, and like I said, every 1 star I've ever had has been from a woman. and mostly it's because of an unscheduled stop. And I'll tell the lady, yeah, I've got another rider waiting. I'll be happy to drop you off, but I've got another rider waiting. Don't care. Absolutely positively could care less. And when you drop them off at their desired location, that's a 1 star. This just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I don't get why. I don't get the whole entitlement, especially to drivers. You get there and she's going to make you wait, and she's going to make you, because she can. That's just the whole reason. And then you come to pick up a woman, and when I first started this, and I first got a couple of 1 stars, and I called Uber, and I said, well, can you explain to me why? No. So they can just give you a 1 star because it's raining outside. They don't have to put in a reason. They can just give you a 1 star because their shoes are too tight. Because the last driver didn't wait for them. Because they're mad with their boyfriend. This just doesn't make any sense. So the rules are stacked against the driver, and most of my riders, 65% of my riders are single females. Single females being, 1 rider and being a female. All right? And they simply know. They know they have this, advantage? They know they have this that they can use against the driver. They know it. And I recently heard that there's this game that you can call Uber and say, you had a bad experience, and Uber will then give you a free ride. So they know the game. And the driver is held hostage in all of this. And most of the drivers are men. I don't get, and you look at people like the rideshare guy, Sergio, and these guys, and they constantly bash Uber. That Uber doesn't care about drivers and all this kinds of stuff. And I don't get into this. I just want to drive. And another thing, with these mostly women, in my case all women, being vindictive like this. There are drivers out here that are full time. There are drivers out here that this is how they feed their family. And by you making reports and 1 stars and all this stuff, this can get them kicked off the platform. But nobody seems to care. And I don't get why. I don't get how females, young middle-aged females, have gotten into this whole system of being so mean. I don't know where it came from. I don't know I don't know why you're so angry at men, to do whatever you can to try and hurt people. I just don't get it. But anyway, that's my rant. Looks like the sun is trying to go in, and I'm losing a little bit of daylight here. I don't get it. But the drivers are out here just trying to make a dollar. This is not personal for us. We're not trying to hurt you. We're not out to get you. This is not personal. Come to pick you up, drop you off from point A to point B. And all we're asking is, just be fair. Just leave us alone. Just be fair. Respect the driver, respect the car. That's all it is to it. Thank you for sharing my ride. This is Ken the Uber driver, and please be safe out there.